So welcome back to another video, our last video for the games for COMP3218 Games Design at University of Southampton. So my name's Dave Millard and I'm here with
Ricky Prince,
Rachel Day
and Tom Blount.
And we're going to have a look at the last 5 games produced by our students for the first assignment, the first expo. Ricky, do you want to just say a little bit about what they were asked to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So in this coursework they were asked to pick one of the core dynamics, build a game around that core dynamic and make sure the mechanics built towards emphasising that, and then design a tutorial level or set of tutorial levels that taught the player how to play the game.
Brilliant. Okay, so the first game we've got is Spaceship Survivor.
So apparently I saw this one in the expo, but I don't remember it.
Yeah. So,
So it'll be interesting to...
So me and you had a look at this one, and it was like one of the first ones we saw. So
Should I play it or do you want to play it, Rachel? You
I'll
play it.
I'll play it for you. Arrow keys or West.
Okay.
Spacebar to erase this message. Erase.
Escape the rooms with your lives intact.
Okay, so I can't.
Okay.
Oh, I remember now! Okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay,
oh,
that's
you-
alright.
you
Fire,
survived.
fire, don't
no,
bother
so
me.
you have 3 lives, and there is very little feedback about when you're getting
I
down.
was just going to say,
So it
this
says
needs
lives.
some feedback.
So it says lives 1 in the top left. Does that mean
Yeah.
you just lost 2 lives?
Yeah, from walking into fire.
So why did you lose 2 lives from walking
Oh
into
dear.
fire?
I think she must have hit it twice.
Yeah, I don't know if it
Okay.
gives you like a sort of little invulnerability period while you're
Right,
taking damage
right.
either.
So you basically just okay. So it just ticks down your lives as long as you're stood in the flames.
Or it might not, but it doesn't give any indication of that, right? So
Yeah, so some sound and some visual feedback is really, really crucial here.
yeah,
This is part of that whole sort of game view and game state. If you're changing the player state, see, we just lost a life, and it's not
I
clear
did
why.
not touch any fire. What's
So
that?
E.
E.
Does it do anything?
No.
So yeah, that turns off the fire, so now you can get back.
Ah.
Otherwise, it's impossible to get back that way.
Do I need to get back that way?
You do, because in here is just a power up.
Stun grenade.
Press F to throw.
But maybe I won't do that.
So
Yeah, I
if you
would
do,
throw that just.
so interestingly, if you'd have done that, you'd have lost the stun
Yeah.
grenade. Okay. So what it meant was don't press
Yeah.
F to throw. So I do quite like the little letter popping up as you hit the thing. That's
Yeah.
So
nice.
just in time tutorialing, right?
It might be nice if it was clearer what it did.
Yeah, you just need that feedback again, don't you?
What?
So that
Is
thing
that a
right
fridge?
there, that is a cupboard. You
Okay.
can hide in that cupboard.
I'm gonna do that right
Oh
now.
wow. Okay.
Oh, I want
Oh,
him
now
to
it's
go and
stuck.
get burnt.
Now we're stuck.
Can I throw
So-
the thing at him? What happens if he sees me?
He chases after you, I think. Try it out.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So the stun grenade sort of freezes him in place.
Ah,
And I-
okay.
But again,
Oh.
there's
Oh, what happened there?
I
dunno.
went through the wall.
Do you still have the stun grenade?
That's
fallen off. Is there an
felt-
edge there?
Oh,
I think it's
I
a
thought it was
bridge.
a wall.
I thought it was a
Okay,
wall.
okay,
Ah,
I see.
okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's a.
That's because it was a wall in the previous one, wasn't
Do
it?
you want to play it now?
So,
I don't think you like this game.
in fairness, you
texture
can
is
tell
different,
that is
yeah.
a wall, right?
Yeah.
The other, but yes, I think we were all fooled by that.
You're already
You
on
You
that
have lost
line.
2 lives already, by the way. Right. Okay. Get a stun thing.
So the thing is, you don't really need the stun grenade. So while it's a
No.
nice little bonus to get for going this harder path,
Yeah. Why did you die then?
isn't the fire?
I think I hit by the fire that
That wasn't
Do
there.
you know? Can I restart? No, I can only restart when I'm. Let me
Okay.
restart.
So, so there are some nice little things with level design here. In that, I like the fact that you start in an empty room, so you kind of get to move around. I like the fact that you've got kind of the direct progression here is to go straight across, but you've got this. This is like an example of kind of easy path, hard path, right?
Yeah.
So the slightly harder path is you go across the top as well, and you get rewarded with a stun grenade. The little just-in-time tutorial we mentioned, that's really nice as well. But yeah, the feedback is
zero.
Is zero, isn't it?
I think the whole giving the player a stun grenade, but not
Quick.
not giving them a chance to use it. I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, presumably it
So
would make
you
it
can
easier
just
now,
go behind.
right? So if you just drop the stun grenade now,
But why?
Can you not see you?
They didn't seem to react.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you can make.
So
it. You win.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
he should have a vision radius, or at least they said he did in the expo, and they said they'd played around with tweaking it to sort of get a balance between making it too easy that it just track you constantly and sort of having that challenge in. But again, there's no feedback to the player about whether he can see you or not.
No,
And
and didn't seem to move towards me or look at me or anything.
Maybe
like
he
that.
was, but maybe he
And
doesn't
probably
speed
the-
up.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest level design
Again,
issues
feedback.
is you don't really need it at all. So I mean, ideally, what it should do is make it easier to complete that part, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's completely unnecessary, and the cupboard is also kind of a bit unnecessary.
Yeah.
I suppose you can hide in there to watch the movements the very first time you come into the room.
It's a nice idea.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel quite finished.
Yeah,
Well, I think if you have an element like that, a stealth element in your
Scroll
game,
down.
the feedback's really important, isn't it?
Yeah.
You need something to tell you, are you detectable or not? Can the enemy detect you? Is there, whether it be a changing colour or a little alert that pops up or something. What are the controls like?
So I'm looking at it on the big screen we've got, so they're probably not as responsive as they are on the smaller one. I just want to see.
look on the small screen then, Tom.
So he does chase you, but
Oh,
then he
now
gets
he's
in the cupboard
not-
with me.
So what happens if you get out the cupboard?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So he's,
That's
He's
clever.
stuck in the cupboard now.
You've killed him with
Grab
the
the
cupboard.
monster and sure they didn't fall off the edge.
maybe.
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
might.
sure.
Yeah, he might.
Anyway,
have fallen
monster's
off the edge.
gone. So
Yeah.
So I'm just not sure what is this meaningful? Like, there's not really a lot of choices.
So there is
No.
the choice in taking the hard pass to get that extra bonus.
Yeah, but there's
But-
no information that there is going to be anything there.
Yeah.
Like, it could just be the main route.
I
Like,
don't
it's
think
not-
stunning the monster really helps either.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, let's go through the bits. So the first one was, does it work? Are there bugs? Does it control well? How do the mechanics work? Is it well presented?
Yeah. It's not clear whether there's bugs. I think just like the lack of feedback makes it difficult to see whether something's occurred because there was an error or because they just didn't tell you that it was
I think the
gonna
monster
occur.
trying to follow you to the cupboard and falling off must be a bug. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Definitely unintended.
But
Yeah.
generally speaking, I mean, you can play it.
Mhm.
It's a little mini level. It has all the components there. The mechanics seem really basic. I mean, they basically just move around the space.
Mhm.
I suppose you've got the activate switch and the drop.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice if they'd just done a bit more with it. I think
yeah.
it almost feels to me like having set up the kind of the game engine. It's a shame
They just put
To-
in like
to
one or
then
two more levels.
not to do a little bit more design
Yeah.
work
Yeah,
to take it
that'd be
because they've done all the hard work, right? So they could
Mhm.
have put a few more rooms in and made it a bit more interesting.
That's even just like a slightly one more room that was slightly bigger and had say 3 of those monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a sort of maze approach
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Like if it was just difficult to figure out the best way through, and occasionally you come across a monster and you had to stun them
Yeah.
to be able to get past, but
Or
you could have gone back and gone the long way round, like something like
So-
that to give a bit of give the player something to puzzle against.
So one of the key things in the brief was it had to have a core dynamic. So what do we think the core dynamic is here? Because I think this is the problem because it feels a little bit like a listless or aimless game, and I think this might be the issue.
Yeah, it's a bit. The first level is quite spatial reasoning. You're navigating
Yeah.
between those moving fires, but then it's definitely not.
So it becomes a sort of like chase and evade, right? When you're
Yeah.
being chased by that monster. I forget what they actually said it was in the thing. If you got it on your.
Yeah, on my notes it says chase, evade, and explore, but explore's not a core dynamic, or is that?
Exploration,
It's one of the objectives as opposed to
yeah.
chase and evade is a core dynamic, but
But again,
I'm not
it
sure
doesn't.
they didn't really emphasise that.
No. So if you wanted to do that, then like a stealth game thing with more rooms with monsters in it, more mechanics about hiding and more feedback about whether you're detectable. If it was spatial reasoning, you'd expect more kind of puzzle elements,
Yeah.
and maybe the monster thing to have some puzzle element as opposed to just run around the monster and go through the door.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just it's
It
between
need a
the
bit
things.
more. They need to really commit to a.
Like if
a
they
core
were
dynamic.
really going for that chase and evade, just like a couple more of those monsters on different patrol routes, right? So
Yes.
give yourself like something really to evade rather than just sort of wait there and for a bit until he goes past you and then walk
Yeah,
past.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so build that up, make it more difficult over the level. maybe have different ways of getting past by having like different routes through a maze, would definitely have got this to.
And the level design, we said a little bit about the tutorial part. What do you think?
The first room that you're in has like some interesting
the first
design
one
to it. But
the first one I quite like because they never sort of explicitly say don't go in the fire is bad. They sort of left that up to the players, like implicit knowledge. But they give you the sort of like the very short first bit with like the 3 sort of flame shooters or whatever they are.
Yeah.
And you have to sort of get through those. So, and because you've got 3 lives, it sort of proves that you can get through it.
Yes.
But it's not too punishing if you fail.
I wonder whether that second room where you walk out the door and almost straight into a flame shooter, whether that's deliberate. Whether they're trying to teach you that the flame shooters are bad, or whether that's just accidentally there. Yeah.
And that's it. Once they get you sort of like prove you can do it with the sort of very small first bit, they sort of give you the option of doing the slightly harder bit.
I like that. I like that kind of.
Like, that bit I really like. It's just I feel like they could have done a lot more with sort of like the monster aspect of it.
Yeah. Okay, I think we should probably move on. But interesting game to start with. Okay, so our next game is Moorio, which I'm guessing we might have an idea about what it's going to be like.
What's in the help? So I quite like that new game is greyed out until you've played the tutorial.
Yeah,
that's quite neat.
Nice.
That's not
Oh,
helpful.
that is difficult to read.
WAD or arrows.
Arrow keys.
And then rotate the world.
Yeah.
Using
Q and
using
E or
the
angle brackets.
square brackets or Q and E.
Hopefully
tutorial.
Hopefully the tutorial.
That star is so inviting. Okay. So who was it who gave the lecture that used the Mario first level as an example?
That was me.
Was that you? I think you really had an impact on this.
Well, not much of an impact, because you'll notice Mario 1-1 never had any text in it saying try pressing W to jump.
No. And actually they've done quite a nice job with that. That first level, for example, there's only a star. You can't do anything else but walk into the star, and it changes level. So you don't really need to tell people to do that.
But this is the thing, right? Like, it told you just there, oh, you've got to jump over this tiny block, and you could have realised that, but they never tell you
can't
here.
get out there.
Yeah, try rotating the world.
Yeah, I did.
What? Is that
not working?
Is that not working in this?
Oh dear.
Maybe
you're not meant to do it yet. Maybe.
I don't think it's revealed it to us. So I seem to remember getting to this bit and not having this problem.
So that's kind of interesting that they've got a help screen that tells you some of the controls, but not all of them, and some of the ones it tells you sort of are locked at this point.
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
Unless it's just buggy, I don't know.
It was working in the
I'm
pretty
sure I played it the other day.
So do you remember if you could jump up that?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you have to rotate while you're in the air or something?
You didn't.
No, this is irritating. Sure it worked.
So this is a shame because the rotate world thing sounds like it might be
quite a neat little mechanic.
Quite an interesting mechanic that's a bit different.
Yeah, it is interesting.
And stops it just being a Mario 1 clone.
The jump's definitely not high enough, is it?
It doesn't look like it, no. I presume you're blocked from jumping up there, right? You can't just jump vertically up.
Like, I would assume that this is where it's teaching you to rotate it.
Yeah. But we could close it and restart.
Yeah. And if that doesn't work, try the game instead of the tutorial.
But it won't let us do the game until we've done the tutorial.
Oh, man.
It seemed like such a good idea at the time, right?
Yeah.
So like that, for example, you don't really need to say anything. Hold jump to jump higher. You doing that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How many blocks high is that? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But one's underneath the floor. So I can jump 4 high. I sort of don't like these platformers with a lot of like...
Hang on there.
That's 5 high.
Yeah, it's just too high, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks that way.
So even if you hold it, doesn't help, or double press it or something.
So this is the thing we've noticed in a couple of these games, right? When we watch them play it in the expo, they play it and make it look easy. But then when we try it in this, like Maybe I don't think it's just that we're bad at platformers. I think it might be that
That might be part of it.
I'm really good at platformers. I've
Try
almost
the-
completed M++.
Yeah,
That's
try
really
rotating
hard.
it.
Try the rotation thing again, see if it...
No.
No.
I'm not pressing Q and E.
So Ricky is now running his hands lovingly across the keyboard.
Furiously and lovingly. Should we try this in Unity? Just to
I think we ought to try on a different platform,
Final-
yeah, just in case there's
final chance.
something weird going on. And again, it appears to be the fine-tuning of the difficulty, doesn't it?
Possibly. I hope it's a bug as opposed to fine tuning. Because I just don't understand how they've fine tuned that quite like that.
Yeah.
And if it is like that, like, what are they thinking?
Okay. Let's
what
try
are
it out.
choices of scenes?
So this is where we find out whether they've got a sensible set of scenes.
Scenes _ title.
So title, presumably. Okay.
Let's try again.
Try again. Alright, so far so good.
So this is something that we actually mentioned in the tutorial lecture as well. If you're going to have a tutorial in your game, make sure experienced players can skip it.
Yes, that's true.
Also, like, I don't like those levels that are sort of really open edged, like that you can drop off, like particularly in a tutorial that you could drop down that hole and you fall off the level and die. It just doesn't work, does it?
I mean,
Try rotating.
they've got that in Mario 1, right? You can
It's
die
saying
in
at the
level.
bottom, rotate gravity right and left.
Wait, what?
But
Where?
it's not at the.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
got little prints.
Let's try the rotation.
But it's not actually doing
It's
it.
not.
Well, it changed then to rotate left. Is that
It's just
As
printing
I
out the
press
keys, I
them.
think.
Yeah.
okay?
This is really weird because I'm very sure that I tried this on my machine
All
the
right.
other day.
So let's talk about what should be happening. Right? So in the expo, presumably it actually rotates the level.
It did rotate the level in the expo. Can we use Unity to skip to the actual game?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Because I'm not sure if they showed me the actual tutorial. I think they showed me the game.
Their numbering is in the wrong order.
Yeah.
Guys, come on.
What do you mean?
So that's the same.
So
level.
that was like level 2.
So try one of the.
That was level 1.
So there's a
So
different.
correct.
So
That
try
was not level 2.
So try that one though, because that's fairly obvious that you need to rotate round in order to use Q and E. So that works.
Yeah.
So they've actually disabled those controls for that,
And then made
I
the
guess
jump
so.
too high.
and then made the jump too high. That's
So
a shame.
does that mean they've not played their own game? Because even if they're really, really good at it,
Yeah.
they should know they can't make
Yeah.
that jump.
So now we get a complete. So this is now a much more interesting game. all of a
Yeah.
sudden, right. Much more interesting.
Game over?
Yeah.
That's harsh.
Okay.
Let me play the
Aw.
game. So wait, does the tutorial
Is it
just go
game
straight
over if
into
you
the...
die once?
Yeah, harsh, right?
That's so harsh.
So you have one life.
So again, that would be a nice thing that it, like resets you back to the start of the level rather
Yeah.
than just kicks you out of the game.
How am I meant to get
Especially
out there?
given you can't
So annoying.
skip.
Right,
Okay.
I'm going to fix their level for them.
Okay.
Oh no. There we go.
So
See.
you can just move the star down
You
to the
reckon?
next floor.
It's a good, yeah.
What am I doing? There we go.
There we are.
Well, I can't see anything. What am I trying to click on?
Go to the hierarchy and open world. And then just move that down.
Use the grabber, hand grabber.
No, it was out.
There you are. Ah, there we are.
There we go.
We could also fix that block, couldn't we?
You're going to do it properly, are you?
Insist on doing it properly. Alright, there we go.
I bet I've not moved it far enough.
Do you do this with all the games you play? If you can't quite do it, I'll just go and change the source code.
I'm from the era of the action replay thing that used to plug into the back of your PlayStation and use cheat codes to hack the hexadecimal values in memory.
So there we go. So now we're experiencing the game properly. So I need that star. Okay. So I mean, so that daft jump aside, it's kind of nice, right? It's kind of teaching you the various bits. It's got little bits of text that explain what's going on. I wonder whether they quite needed to do that. I think it would have been quite fun to try and teach people the game without that text, but it does seem quite fiddly to walk around the corners like that.
Oh. It's alright, I'm saved. Which they seem to want to make you do, but I don't understand.
So you jump off the edge and then turn, right?
That's the thing. You can just like rotate in midair, right? And it basically pauses while you rotate, so you could sit in midair.
That's a little bit strange, the pausing whilst you rotate.
But it is. But then also it's quite a nice, useful way.
Can I
of
just... You kill me.
Yeah. And I kind of like that as a mechanic. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think they were inspired a bit too much by Mario on their tutorial, though, because that first tutorial level isn't actually fitting of the game.
I think it's an homage. Well, it gets you to jump, and you do have to jump occasionally. I don't understand why Start Game hasn't been unlocked. We complete the tutorial.
I think the full game is the tutorial.
Is this shareware? Is this? Do we have to pay to get the full game?
Okay, so bugs, controls, mechanics.
There was a tiny little bug that made it entirely impossible.
I imagine that people watching the video won't have noticed that.
We never mentioned it.
So alright, but apart from that, it seemed to work quite well.
Yeah.
Controls weren't brilliant. Like the jumping wasn't particularly nice. Like it wasn't fun to do. Didn't feel that responsive.
I'm not sure how I feel about being able to just essentially pause the game in midair by just constantly rotating.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think you can do much planning when you're doing that because it was spinning around quite quickly.
It does give you just that moment though to kind of just collect your thoughts.
That's the sort of thing that I feel could be argued as a design choice. I just don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, also it is fairly typical to introduce the controls gradually, but it is slightly odd to then have something at the beginning that lists them all.
Yeah. It lists all of them except jump, weirdly.
So I mean, but they have a level which introduces the idea of multiple stars. They have these kind of two levels that introduce the basic idea. A sort of slightly more involved level here. Otherwise, you're basically just sort of, falling with style.
That was my aim. Is there a star up there? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
So yeah, it might be nice to have some kind of cue as to where the stars are, perhaps. So it's also interesting that it kills you once you leave a certain distance from the level, whereas in actual fact, that might be a perfectly reasonable strategy to reorientate yourself.
I feel like that's a little bit of a mistake. But then they might need to balance that because otherwise you could just fall miles away from the platform and still survive.
Indicate the bounding box in some way then, right?
Yeah.
It definitely needs that information in the game view.
So core dynamic?
Spatial reasoning.
So they said race to the end.
Really?
Yeah, /collection. So collection, you can see where they're coming
the
from.
The /collection I kind of get.
But race to the end,
but it's still
I don't
not
get,
really
and
collection.
it's definitely spatial reasoning.
The mechanics are all about spatial reasoning and not collecting things.
Yeah.
And you are collecting at most two things. So
the collection is just to make you have a reason to do the spatial reasoning.
Okay, so that's a shame. But I mean, in terms of actually producing a game which has pretty interesting spatial reasoning, they've done a reasonable job.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
I know, that's good. It's playable. Definitely play it. And,
there's even enough levels to just explore some of the different ideas. So
they do introduce the sort of the concept sort of one by one, and then sort of put them all together at the end, which is nice.
The tutorial design's actually quite nice, isn't it?
It's sort of what the last game that we just played in this batch was missing, was just a little bit more level content just to explore the idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's done it just about enough to be interesting.
So if we can get over the pixel perfect placement of platforms, actually,
That was a good
not a
alliteration, Dave. Did you mean that?
not a bad go, I think.
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
let's move on. Okay, so our next game is called Collide. You wouldn't know it from the title screen.
Do we go tutorial first, maybe? Who saw this?
I didn't.
Oh, maybe it was me.
No, it was me.
Yeah, it was Dave. Thought it wasn't me.
I don't recognise it yet. Oh, this one!
Yeah.
Now I recognise it.
Beyblade game.
Is this 2-player?
It's control the player
I
using
think
the
the
up, down, left,
tutorial's
right.
one
Use your
player.
ship to knock the enemy.
I think it was going to be a 2-player game, but the
Awesome.
tutorial was 1 player, if I remember.
Yeah, that's right.
Boom.
So they're just trying to get you to move out of the way. So
These controls are so slow.
So I think the reason for that is you're on. So it doesn't quite look it, but the dish is sort of concave. Well, that's what they said while they were developing it. So the physics feel a bit weird on it.
Okay.
But that's deliberate.
Use the power up by pressing the right shift while close to the enemy ship. You picked it up,
Right
yeah.
shift. Yeah.
Oh.
That needs a bit more
Pause and exit
feedback.
to the main.
So they've got. I like the idea of this, which is taking you through these little scenarios, but the scenarios feel a little bit forced. So like the first one, you have to move out of the way of the other. The other
I don't
part.
like how it keeps snapping you back to exactly where you were.
Well, it's because you haven't done exactly what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Whereas you don't, right? So you could just try and whack them off the platform like you did in the first one. So yeah, a little bit too rigid, perhaps.
Oh, we've got WSD.
A left
Do you want a
shift
game?
and- Yeah.
Yeah. Play. Right, it's on. I don't know which one I am. Which one am I?
I have no idea which one I am, to be honest. I think I'm blue.
No, you're not. But I wait for you to fall off before.
Am I actually not blue though?
No, I was blue.
I have no
Wasn't
idea. I have no idea.
So it says player 1 at
On
the
the right.
bottom right.
So I would assume I am blue, and you lost.
But
Nah.
Yeah.
Seems unlikely.
Seems pretty likely.
So
The hey.
oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm blue.
Okay. Right. Well, how do we? This is like what?
It'd be good to have a
Having a
restart
full
button.
screen like you have lost pop up that doesn't let you immediately get back into the game after a single point.
yeah.
I literally don't understand what's going on. So can you be on mouse just clicking
That's it.
restart all the
I'll
time
just
so
constantly.
that you can actually play the game here?
So this is now a 3-player game, right? Player
Yeah.
1, player 2, and person to navigate menu.
Boosh.
Ah.
So
No. Press restart.
has anyone used a power up?
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
using
we're
them like
constantly
every time.
using
Yeah.
them. Yeah, that's why she's
Okay.
winning.
Can you tell they're doing that, Dave? Because I can't.
No, and I also don't know
So
what
I
to
just
do.
Did you
use the
jump?
power.
So that looked like
I did, but
that
it
looked
wasn't
like a
on
sort of acceleration thing.
How?
going
How
on.
did you jump?
I used the power up and it made me jump.
So that's the thing, right? So the movement controls are very quite nicely tutorial, like the basic
Yeah.
concept behind the game. So
Yeah.
it sort of introduces you to knocking somebody off, to
Yeah.
dodging and things like that.
And to using the
I
power.
remember those because it sort of showed us
No.
them working.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh,
What did you do?
I was going infinitely fast.
So like the power ups,
The
it was just a screen of text telling us what they are, and there's no feedback really. Like,
no.
And
visual
the-
feedback when you use one.
Was
so
there a screen of text telling us? I think it just said power ups, right? Didn't actually tell us what the different.
No,
power-ups
so
were.
Was that intentional?
Where did you go? Did you?
I used the
Like a
power
buzzer
up
menu.
and
Who
it made
won?
me
What's
disappear.
the score?
I think one of the power
What was the
ups.
score?
There is
What
no
is-
score.
What's going
Okay,
on?
Ah,
I
this
see.
one, this
I
one.
see. So you're
So-
meant to look at this screen to
Exactly.
see. Okay, so
So where was
this
this? Where
on
was
purpose.
this?
So
This
this
was
was
on
on
the
the
main
menu.
menu.
So if we
So they
Invisible
don't.
or not
tutorial.
able
This
to
is
speak
this
in.
is why Tom is here. He pays attention to the.
But I even looked at this page. But I, didn't
I
understand
saw
what
it.
was going on.
I just assumed it would
But
also be
mostly
part of the
because
tutorial.
That thing's not lined up with that thing. I didn't realise that those words were that. I thought that was like the title.
is making yourself invisible for 1.5 seconds a good thing?
No, because I didn't know where I was.
you don't know where you are.
Well, that's okay. Having that kind of trade-off is kind of okay, isn't it?
Because the other player knows where you were. No, you've not gained anything from that.
So
You don't know where you are. They don't. They know where you are roughly. Like if it was online and you could see where you were, but they couldn't.
Didn't it say you have to
been
be near them to
It would have been
use
so much nicer just having 3 extra tutorial levels, one
Yes.
rather
Yeah.
than 2 extra, because it sort of has one of them.
So so I think the tutorial. I think they've tried to do the right thing with the tutorial levels. They're there. They do take you through some basics of moving, but they don't cover everything.
No.
And they're very rigid. Although I have to say, I mean, you are having quite a lot of fun playing this.
So frustrating.
The controls are fun.
Where have I gone?
You used your power up.
No, I didn't want to use that power up. You say the controls are fun?
Yeah, I
The
think
controls are horrible.
I like them. It feels very... I don't know,
So
I like
floaty.
it. It's a bit floaty.
Yeah, suck it.
I think that's deliberate rather
But yeah, I
than...
think it's deliberate.
Yeah. And it's a weird fisheye view as well. Or, like you said, something else going on.
Weird camera.
Because when the pucks come down the bottom here, they're huge.
And the power-ups don't always work.
Well, you get no
Or they have a
feedback.
delay
They
on
probably
them.
have, but there's no feedback.
So you need. So really, they needed feedback for those.
It feels like the dominant strategy here is just to like get to
Smash
one
it.
side and get up as much momentum as possible.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that one power up that knocks you has an effect, but other than that, there's not
Like,
a
I
lot.
feel that that's sort of what the power-ups are designed to counter, but...
There really needs
I'm
to be
not-
a
I'm not
score
sure.
as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It should be like first to 10.
it would
or
be
something
like
that,
a
at
million on this side and 1 on that
Oh, knocked you off at least twice.
side. Fine, a
So-
million to 2, I'm sorry.
In terms of quality, I can't quite tell if it's buggy or if it's just not quite telling us what's going on.
Yeah, it's just lacking feedback.
Yeah, I don't
I'd
think
say
it's
just.
particularly
Yeah,
bad.
Cardinal sin. Put
The
visual and audio
feedback is
feedback
so
in.
lacking that it feels buggy actually to
Yeah.
play it, doesn't it? Because like you're not quite sure whether you've died or just got invisible. Or,
Yeah.
You know what's going on. And the controls are kind of spongy, but I mean when I played it in the Expo, I thought it worked quite well.
Yeah, I
quite
think it's
effective.
intentional. Like,
And the basic mechanic is fun, right? Kind of knocking people off and this sort of disc. What about the core dynamic?
They were your expo. What did they claim?
yeah.
I have to look. What do you think it is?
I mean, it feels like destruction. You're trying to like push the other person off, but
Yeah.
Guess so. It's
I
a
mean-
bit of a chase evade mechanic.
yeah, I guess.
Like,
Yeah.
like you're after the other person and they're trying to avoid being hit by you. So it feels like that sort of.
I don't know, to me, it feels like the sort of like the core thing behind it is more sort of like the enjoyment you're getting from like destroying the other person from pushing them off the edge. And I think sort of like the power-ups lend themselves to that rather than
Depends. The invisibility one is kind of like lends itself to the chase evade.
yeah, true. I mean, that's it. It's
Yeah.
maybe
Bit
it's another one
both
of these
really,
ones where it's
yeah.
got sort of like
It's not so clear.
You're right. There's probably violence against your opponent. So that makes sense.
What about the level design?
I mean,
Do you mean tutorial design or the level design? Because level
Both,
design
I guess. I mean,
is a big disc.
well, I mean, the level design is simple, but maybe that's fine. Maybe it is just a battle room. Maybe it'd be nice to have some sort of obstacles in the way or something.
So I asked them about that, and they I think they were planning to try to put things in like obstacles and kind of movable walls and stuff like that. But they just didn't quite get around to it, and I think that is a bit of a shame actually, because I think it would have changed the dynamics of the battle quite a lot if you were on kind of a different shape of platform or. The other thing they said is that they felt that they're quite constrained by the screen and the screen size. So I did point out that they could move the camera if they wanted to.
Yeah.
They hadn't really thought about that,
But
but
it's a bit tricky in multiplayer games, especially
Yes,
if you're
yeah.
on one screen.
Yeah.
But
because you have to effectively move and zoom to make it work. So I think there were things they could have done, but I think they were told to keep it simple and keep it focused, and it works. It's fun to play. And
That's true.
what about the tutorial then?
I think it's a fairly big problem that they didn't tutorial those power-ups.
Yeah.
Because I thought the
Yeah.
power-ups just all did the same thing, and then we
Yeah.
thought it was a bug when I disappeared.
I think part of the problem is because they don't introduce them gradually, because there's no feedback. It's very hard to actually know what they do.
Yeah.
I think this bit of the tutorial is nice, right? They sort of place your enemy exactly where
Yeah.
they need to be for you to sort of
Yeah.
perform the action, and then
Yeah.
make sure you perform it before you can carry on.
Yeah.
Like, I think this bit's actually quite nice.
Yeah. You failed.
So making a game out of just dodging the enemy might have been quite fun. Just a bit like, you know, those the things where you've got to move the loop of metal through the mazy thing.
Yeah.
Just that, but with like red discs trying to attack you, could have been quite fun.
So
like, don't touch anything.
I like I do like the very clear instructions, and
yeah.
Again,
so
maybe they could have changed the environment for these levels a little bit. Maybe
one thing to point out on the tutorial, I don't know if we can get back to it. That previous level, if you don't move out of the way of the enemy red block and it hits you, it updates the message to tell you how. It's like press up to move out of the way, so it's sort of responsive to
that's quite nice.
to you failing at it, which is quite a good way of doing that. Right, we're gonna get this.
And it's definitely playable. I mean, it's like it is quite nice to play.
I don't like the way it snaps you back there. I suppose it's because you have to use the power up on the enemy to pass them.
This is what I mean about it being a bit too rigid. So they give you the full arena. They basically say, "Here's the game."
But then you have to do the exact thing.
But then you have to do exactly what they say. Otherwise it
like if you knock the enemy off, they should just spawn another enemy. If you
or set it up so that you have to use the power up, right? But again, I think because of the simplicity of the levels, they couldn't do that. But so maybe they could have had something where you got no choice but to use the power up in order to.
Is it concave downward?
Yeah.
Like, is it?
They want it to be like a bowl.
You've essentially got gravity pulling you into the middle.
I thought it was the opposite. I thought we were on a convex. I thought we were like flowing towards
I was the same. I assumed this was like a hill.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's a bowl.
Oh.
So again, I think that's a fun idea, but they probably should have done more with it and made it a bit more obvious that it was a bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, presumably it's a proper
needs some
3D
better
space.
lighting.
It needs
some lighting.
needs a texture and some lighting, right? So some issues, but playable.
Definitely,
and a good
it's quite
attempt to
fun.
put a tutorial together.
We had fun. Yeah, good 2-player game.
Yeah.
Good one to show people and have 2 people like your game. Should we
Let's
go to
move
the
on.
next one?
Yeah. Right. Okay. So our fourth game, with sound for once, is Everything is Under Control.
Can I play?
This one is 2-player.
Oh,
Tutorial.
I like the title screen.
I recognise these guys.
Yeah.
There was a game using these guys last year.
I'm not meant to be jumping.
They're more fitting in this game.
No jumping. There's no button for jumping.
I like the little iconography at the top. That's good.
Ah, there we go.
Oh.
Now I can jump. Although I jumped
it's
up.
So
very
could you not jump before?
No, you could have just hadn't
They've got
told
those
you.
controls the wrong way
I want to
around.
get up there.
Am I pink? I am, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got those the wrong way around.
Were they right over here?
Yeah.
Oh, guys.
That'd be really awkward if that was the actual control.
That'd be it, yeah. Okay, maybe that's the idea. Maybe I'm meant to press your jump and you're meant to...
It is a
That would be a good mechanic. That would be a good co-op mechanic.
That would be horrible.
Like Twister, but for platformers.
We're meant to be
down.
This is like our first co-op game, by the looks of it.
Yeah. Did you just do both of those? I didn't do anything, did I?
So that's
I don't
the
know,
thing,
you were
right?
standing on the red
The
one.
tutorial, I really, really like that first bit where they put a crate in your way so you can't jump.
Oh, what on earth is going on here?
I don't know.
Oh, I see. We've got to
press the blue one? Or?
But then they never make both people try the switches.
So what?
Oh, okay, so we're going to have to press different switches at different... Okay, I wasn't meant to press it.
Have you ever played Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time? Because it is
What do we
basically
do now?
this.
Right, okay.
What are you doing?
Pressing it.
So the switches.
Rachel, you're ruining it. Can we press each other's buttons or not?
What does it do?
So,
it must be different jets.
So, blue I think makes you go forwards, red makes you slow down, and the other two turn you. They haven't explained those controls to you yet.
Well, also they've got arrows. Oh, I thought they were arrows.
No.
See the little thing? They really look like arrows.
So what?
So they told us we can press switches, but
So
now...
see,
Yeah.
they introduce the controls to you one by one.
But what does orange do? It's
But
pointing down. What does it
Yeah.
do?
It slows you down.
It slows you down. Okay, but I pressed it and I turned
So
left.
basically, you two just started pressing switches manically.
Unless you
And
press
if you-
something
Why didn't
as
tell
well.
us to do anything?
And if you
It,
press
told,
them,
it did tell you press this switch. Now
Oh,
press this
no.
switch.
yeah.
Wait,
Let's
but
have a look. So let's get to that stage and see what the because there's instructions, right? So
okay, Everest can do it. What exactly is the point of this like very platformery design here? When in fact, what we've got are controls here. They could have just taught us.
So there you
these
go.
controls. So I'm going to do
blue
this.
launches the rocket.
Okay, I'll wait here and.
So
you slow us down when we get to the corner.
And then
what's
your
after? Is it
orange.
yellow?
Yep.
And then it's gonna be.
So they do introduce the controls
You cannot
one by
press
one,
that quick enough.
but I feel
I'll
like
go
they
blue,
should
I'll
maybe
go
disable
blue.
those
Okay.
switches until they get to.
And which
You
one was
turn
left?
left.
The green.
That one, green. Yeah.
Wow.
So I will say one thing they said in the expo was while they were testing this, they did find that people would just leave the accelerator on,
Yeah.
which was not a great strategy.
Right.
So it's the sort of
Hey,
thing.
no.
Go green, go green.
Is that the right way?
I have to say it looks
Not anymore.
really
Let's just go
hard.
backwards.
Go backwards.
Which way do I turn if it's backwards? That way.
No, my way. There we go.
Your way.
There we go.
Remind me to never get in your spaceship.
So there's an instruction there.
What?
You got
It
it
is.
other way round.
Nope, you have to go through that really fast.
Right.
Ah!
So I didn't
I
quite,
don't know
didn't
which
quite
way
catch
I'm
it in time to make
anymore.
sense of it.
So that's the thing. The other dominant strategy they found was people going really, really slowly all the time. So they added that
Is this
in.
still the tutorial or is
Oh, I
this the game?
see.
No, this is the main game.
This is the game. The tutorial just.
The tutorial is just
wasn't quite
controlling your little character
tutorial-y
in the
enough.
ship.
So the tutorial is jumping, flipping switches to do things.
So it's essentially
I
your
understand.
only actual controls, and then they felt they wanted to introduce the sort of rest of the mechanics through play.
You on the left?
Oh my god.
But yeah, I feel like maybe they could have had like a much
You
safer
cannot
space
turn
to
that.
introduce some of these
I'll
things.
try slowing it
So
down.
so do you?
Go right. Go
So
right.
Which one's
presumably
Yellow.
presumably what you should be doing is getting up to moderate speed.
Where are
and
you
then
taking
somebody,
us?
somebody sits on the left.
Right, rod it.
Yeah. Shouldn't one of you be on left and one of you on right?
This
I
needs to
don't
be.
know which one.
This needs to be 4-player.
Yeah, it really does.
They also really could do with
Right.
writing these instructions, not just sort of on the cave walls, but on the
so
switches.
I think that it needs to be on the switches. Yeah, definitely.
Which one?
So I think they'd have been better off putting the instructions next to the switches and putting some kind of hint on the cave wall as to what was coming up.
Yeah.
So almost like turn left at 100 yards.
I quite like that. I like blowing up. That was satisfying. Let's just try and blow up some more.
Okay, that's fine. That's what we're
So
doing.
what happens if you
anyway.
just hit start then? You just go straight to
we go
the
straight
rocket
to
game.
Okay.
So I think
Would you want to do accelerate and I'll steer us?
Okay, you do
I
orange and yellow.
one
so
of you
stop and
steer
right.
left and one of you steer right.
That's what we'll do. I'll do left and go, and you do right and
Right. So
stop.
if I was you, I'd get on your left and right today.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
This is a disaster. No, you need to slow down on that. I think you.
I can't slow down. Orange is slow down. You need to do it.
I can't slow down and turn left.
Yeah, you
so. This was another one.
Turn right, turn left, turn left.
They really wanted. They
You
laid
had
out
one
things
job,
specifically
Dave.
so you couldn't just sit there.
can. Only because you done too much.
Sorry, they wanted to watch.
So they laid out the controls and sort of the course that
Let's
you're
go
going
back
through
to the
specifically so that you couldn't just take like the left half or the right half or the top half and the bottom half and split them
Right.
that way. You actually have to run around and sort of flick
Oh, that's
switches and
horrible.
communicate.
Why?
but you still have to communicate and coordinate,
And
even
this
if
was-
they laid them out a bit more sensibly
This
or
is
sanely, I
Yeah.
should say.
But so they laid out the course. So for example, at one point you'll have to do both top switches and then both right switches. So you can't just sort of divide the controls in half.
Right.
Yeah, you
It's-
do need to coordinate. Like it's puzzle solving. Like you have to puzzle what's the order to move in. So right,
I think that's fair enough, but
One of
surely
us
they
needs
should
to
have
forward.
started with so that you could just split them in half and then made it more
Yeah.
complicated.
Yeah.
it does
Yeah.
throw you into the deep end. Okay, so if I go blue, you slow us down at the corner, and I'll go across to turn right, and then you need
So-
to get left, and I'll go slow us down,
Would it?
or I'll go left.
So maybe it would have been.
You stay on slow down.
Okay.
So maybe it would have been more sensible to have like a straight tunnel, but with an obstacle that comes in and out, so that you have to.
Oh.
You don't have to.
Went a bit early.
To start off with, you don't have to steer, but you just have to
Yeah.
slow down and speed up. Yeah.
There's not enough turning circle either.
I'm just going to slow down.
Yeah, if you can just slow us down, that'd be good.
Yeah.
So this is either really
Right, there we go.
hard
It is
or
really
you're
hard.
really bad.
No,
at
it's
it.
really hard.
So this is one of those things that, again, in the expo, when we watched them play it, they did this flawlessly. They
No, they didn't. They didn't.
So which is fine, but they probably should have had an easier.
Why
thing
aren't
to
I
start
turning
with.
the way I
So-
want to turn?
So again, another way to make it easier would be to either start off in a tunnel where you just have to slow down and speed up. Maybe have an open environment where there were obstacles in the environment, but it was more forgiving and you could go in different ways before arriving in the tunnel where you've actually got to navigate.
Yeah,
Would you rather
a
see?
sort of slightly bit more of a forgiving tutorial for the ship controls.
Okay.
So you go yellow.
Okay.
I don't think slow down actually slows
You
us
can't
down.
slow down enough to. Okay, you get that.
It's just stupid. You need to be able to slow down.
But is it because you've left the speed up switch on?
Oh wait, does it turn
Are they on
and
and
off?
off?
Oh,
God.
I totally didn't know that. Did you
I
know
just thought
that?
you had to keep hammering.
Yeah, so did I. Right. Okay.
So what were you saying about
Guys,
being really good at this? Or being really
Guys,
difficult?
maybe put that in the tutorial. How do we?
They are levers.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but you can't see that because you're standing in front of it. You stand in front of it and you trigger it, and you're like,
yeah, and also
what's
your,
happened?
and your attention is on the rocket as well.
Yeah.
And I think what's interesting is
I don't-
both of you made that assumption.
but no matter which way I
Right,
turn
that's
this, it's not
100%
doing
assumption there. That's not like that's not like one thought, one thing.
I can see why you thought that, but I don't, in the tutorial where you've got that like gate and you just throw the switch once
Tom,
and it turns off.
is this because you've played another game that had a better tutorial that told you how to do this?
No.
Lies.
Right, so if I turn this off now, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I only noticed that because you were you carried on accelerating,
Yeah.
even though you weren't anywhere near the accelerating switch.
Maybe I should. No, okay.
Did you
Did
accelerate?
I turn it on? Did I leave it on? Which way is?
So again, there's not
Which
really,
way's off and
there's
which
not
way's
a lot
on?
of indication onto whether it is on or off. I'll give you that.
Right,
I'm
I reckon
guessing
that's
that-
off.
You reckon that's off?
So the
Even
little
though
light,
it's
No,
still
no,
going.
sorry, no, that's wrong.
does
Yeah.
the little light
Click it,
above
click
the
it,
switch do
turn-
anything?
Oh, it fell off.
Doesn't look like it.
So
Okay.
that's a shame.
Yeah,
so
that really needs to be.
there's
alive.
even a place where they could indicate whether it was on or off.
Okay, that is so much easier now.
Yeah.
It's still not easy. Don't we need to be going really fast through this?
So you do it this way,
Can't
yeah.
even-
And they do indicate that with that little drawing, and then by pulling out as well, so you can.
Yeah, that's quite good actually. This looks a lot easier now.
Why
Is that
did
what
you
it is?
turn that way?
I was adjusting.
Okay. I don't know if this is on or off again.
That's off. That's good.
It suddenly got really tense now that you're actually into it.
Yeah, that's right. What difference?
Yeah,
I'm
guys,
getting
put
narrower,
that
I
in
like
the
that.
tutorial. If you could turn left a little bit, that'd be lovely. No, wherever you are.
This one.
Yeah, that one. If you could turn a bit green, that'd be lovely.
Okay. Yeah.
I have to say they've really got that coordination between you
Yeah.
element going really nicely.
Should I go
haven't they?
press blue?
No, whatever you
no,
do.
no blue.
So
No.
when I talked to them in the expo, they were saying they felt their core dynamic was cooperation,
Yeah.
which I don't.
I'm not
think
sure that's even a
I
core
don't-
dynamic.
Well, I don't think it's one of the ones on our list of core dynamics.
It should
but
be though.
They're not like hard and fast rules. And
Yeah,
I think
they are.
this definitely is coordination and cooperation more than it is anything else.
Yeah, I mean, it is sort of spatial reasoning.
It's spatial
It is-
reasoning,
well,
I think.
I
could
think
you
that's
take
part
a
of it,
screen?
but I don't
Is
think
that what it
that's.
The
I don't think
challenges.
that's the core
The
dynamic.
challenges.
Like once we hit that
yeah,
apex.
you may have a point.
Oh shit.
No.
This-
What have we
this-
done? Oh no!
So the smoke in the rocket about your state is some nice feedback.
Yeah.
And previously it wasn't because you were just destroying the rocket immediately.
You need to
Whereas,
go forward.
whereas
a
now
little
actually it's useful.
I mean, you've got that health bar in the
Are you
top
on-
as well.
Are you on
Yeah,
lefts
you have,
again, or are you?
bit.
Just,
Yeah, but okay.
do you reckon you can do this?
No.
Oh, I don't know if it's on or off.
So I still think it has that what's it?
Turn us. There we go. They'll do.
The sort of overall strategy of just crawling through it and
Yeah.
occasionally speeding up for these bits.
Yeah. But even so, that's kind of okay because it's still quite.
There we go.
It's still quite
We can
difficult.
do this. We can do this.
You've got to speed up.
Turn a little bit more. No, we don't.
You do.
Why?
Is there a gate thing?
It's just.
Is it straight
it's
down?
Just zoomed out with it,
Is
so
it-
I think you might.
Let's wait and see. I guess you can.
Go. I'll just ram whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, go.
on. And then be ready to slow down again.
Get on the orange.
All right.
I sort of don't understand why we're flying a spaceship through someone's small intestines, but other than that, this is quite fun.
I even like the
I
title
think it's
screen.
quite
Yeah.
fun. Now that we know how
okay.
it works.
Yeah. Let's
go
complete
through
this
it.
level while they're talking
So,
nonsense.
Yeah, okay.
all right. If you could cooperate quietly then. So, quality.
I quite like it. I think it's nice.
Yeah,
it's got all of those sort of.
it's really nice, isn't it? It's a really nice little executed game. The controls seem to work well. Mechanics don't work
No,
well.
the controls are a problem.
Yeah, the control.
So the only issue I think we said was that it wasn't obvious that
You
the
go
switches were on
green.
and
I
off.
think
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
most of
And
it.
that's probably due to feedback on the switches and
Yeah.
getting some information
Like,
feedback.
to be
whether
honest,
it's
you
on or
do hear them click, but that
But
that
just
isn't
means
clear
changing-
that-
that's
yeah.
just changing state. It doesn't. It could very easily show you
red light or green light.
red light or green light.
it really needs that.
And
It
that-
really
and
Yeah, it
seriously
really,
needs
really
that.
does.
Other than that,
Well, or
I
to
think
mention
it's
it in the
really well
tutorial.
presented. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the core dynamic thing we talked about a bit. I mean, that's an interesting question. But I think the mechanics do really support what they're trying to
Speed
do,
up, I reckon
and there
it
doesn't
would.
appear to be anything in here that distracts
Do you?
from what they've done.
So like
and there's definitely meaningful play.
So I was thinking-
Definitely.
because of what they were saying about they'd specifically chosen to lay the switches out in that way to force you to sort of talk to each other about what you're about to do. That really sort of hammers home that core
Yes.
dynamic. I don't know if it's sort of meta because it's forcing sort of interaction outside of the game rather than within it.
But that's okay.
But
If
yes.
that's the point. Yeah. And the level design is pretty nice actually.
Really
So-
good level design.
I feel the tutorial could have done with being so. Two things. The tutorial one, you've got like a red switch and a blue switch,
Yeah.
and your players are red and blue. The first time I saw that,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
assumed it would be a game
actually, that's
like
true.
only like the pink player can affect the pink switches or
Yeah.
whatever, and the lasers or the gates or whatever they
I
were
see
sort of
that,
have
yeah.
the same color scheme.
Hang on, let me
Yes.
strain this up.
And they only
Straight
introduce
up.
the rocket when you're in the actual game. So I know they're still like tutorializing
I left that
elements
on, didn't I?
through the first part of the level, but I feel like you say just
Make
some sort of
sure
like
one
safe
job.
space to sort of try them out in the rocket.
So even if for example, if there was a model of the rocket and what you could do was flip
Yeah.
the switches to rotate it around
We've
and
lost
turn
all
the
this.
engine on and off or something like that.
Yeah, like a little sort of flight simulator.
Almost just like a rocket pin that all it did was rotate
Yeah.
and blast
I
up the
don't know
back. or
which way
something.
turns
Just
which.
just give you a little
This
toy
one
rocket
turns
to play
right.
with.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it definitely
But, you
needs the rocket in tutorial, or like an easier level to tutorial the first time you use the rocket.
So there's a bit of dislocation between the initial platforming tutorial
Yeah.
and the game you're controlling the rocket. But other than that, they've clearly made an attempt to introduce those elements to you. And they've produced a game
Take
which
us
is
the other way.
really rather nice actually.
Yeah.
Are you going to complete this within any reasonable time frame?
Yeah. How many more games do we have to do?
You only
Can
have
we
one
skip
more.
all the rest?
You only have one more.
Okay, yeah, we got time.
Remember, get on the break.
Uh,
Or you just gonna try and
Anybody?
turn-
okay, you got it.
Oh, no, you're not.
Which way turns right? Yellow or green?
See, this is the thing, right? It really needs that
Yeah.
labeling as well because it tells you them at the start and then just never mentions
Which
it
one
again.
do we need to press next? Is it yellow or green?
Alright, your one, I think.
Green.
Yeah, green.
Okay.
Yeah, your one. It's your one now. You're responsible for that. Turn us.
Whee!
I think this might be quite a long level.
Is it you or me? That's
But-
you. That's you.
You are kind of getting there.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. That's right. I'm on it.
Okay, cool.
There we go. Look at that. You can see
Uh,
that. Oh, look. Oh, turning. Oh, yeah. There we go. It's a bit odd, like it. I wouldn't like to try a harder level where you're like wiggling through, like constantly going back between different directions, but like this seems a bit separate. Like it's my go and now it's Rachel's go.
So
Oh.
there are,
Yeah, ram it. I'll get on the slow
I
down.
don't know if you're going enough speed. No. I think you need to back up.
So that
Okay,
Those
I'll
are
back up.
terrible.
I know they explained it, but graphically and giving you feedback as to what that is, it really isn't clear.
Can I go forward? Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of
try.
have to now.
So again, there's just one small sort of like graphic on the wall as you go past that shows you speeding
Yeah.
up towards it, but you're right, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Hey!
The ship goes back the other way. That's cute.
Okay,
That's really nice.
we
that
like
should
that
be
one.
on the internet.
Let's move on. Right, so our last game is called 2D Crate Shooter.
I played this in the expo, so I'll let Rachel
okay.
show us how it's
So
done.
you've got left and right and mouse to aim at the fire, presumably.
Move
Yeah.
right to get to the next step. Is that physics enabled? Do you fall
Can
down?
you jump? Oh dear.
Do you just have to get up?
You can.
Press any keys to start from the beginning.
Okay,
So
well
you
that's
just have
nice.
to have some acceleration, presumably.
Whee!
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Press space. to
Okay, you
jump.
can jump.
So they've got the text in the top left-hand corner, but it's out of the way and there's too much of it.
Yeah. It's hard to read. It's small and whoa, that's a jump.
It's
What?
interesting that it's interesting that it teaches
Oh.
you jumping immediately after you've already sort of.
Needed to jump.
Yeah.
Well, no, because you don't need to jump because you can get across it. It feels.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So you've got a
Like-
jump mechanic as well as a...
Because that's the thing, right? We tried jumping just there and massively overshot it as a result.
Yeah.
It feels
Yeah.
almost like you don't need that mechanic. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah. I don't like that you have to like drop down and there's no way of knowing what's below you or what. Like,
It would almost feel more satisfying to have to use the environment to jump and to build up
Yeah.
speed and almost like a kind of Sonic-y type effect.
So destroy the crate and then run and jump. Destroy all the boxes to get to the finish.
Oh,
What's that?
space is jump, not up.
Was that?
so there's,
What caused you to die?
There was a
there
gun.
was a gun in the wall
in the wall.
that it didn't tell us about, and also
I didn't even notice it.
there was no feedback when you got hit. Just like
I just died.
you got
Okay.
shot. But I just about saw the bullet, but only because I knew it was coming. But there was no sound when you got hit. There was no like.
Yeah.
Oh, I really hate that. Just fall off the thing into space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very bad level design.
So the other thing is we have to shoot all of these crates to finish the level, right?
So what happens if I run out of ammo? Because I did just pick up ammo. Will it spawn in more ammo?
Do you run out of ammo?
It says you have to pick up ammo, so if you don't run out of ammo, then picking up ammo seems a bit... What?
That was a jump.
So,
Wow.
so given the size of the platforms, the jump seems really powerful.
Yeah.
So the other
Hey, you
thing,
missed one back there. What happened?
I jumped so high that I fell and died on impact.
See, it doesn't tell you anything about that either. It doesn't tell you that if you fall too hard, then you die. So.
It does, somewhere. It
Oh, I'm
did.
reading
Okay.
text.
Yeah.
So it's a weird mix of kind of platforming and shooting.
Yeah, falling from too high a
I'm-
height.
So that can work really well, but
like, interestingly, it feels sort of collection-y to me.
I think it's collection because you have to get all the crates.
But
Like,
that's
the only
what-
way of completing is to get all the crates.
But what happens if I just like jump over one and miss it?
I picked up the ammo first, so now I can't shoot anything.
oh right, that's interesting. So okay,
Oh no! Let's jump off it.
so that seems really weird that there's a gun and ammo, but the gun doesn't use ammo up apparently.
Yeah, there's no ammo counter or anything.
And it just means it's like they're two bits of the gun basically. You
Yeah.
have to find almost like assemble the gun in order to put the thing together. But they're right next to each other, so why bother doing
That's the
that?
thing. That almost feels like it could be a good mechanic, right? Like
Yeah.
especially if the theme they're going for is collection, sort
Yeah.
of spread the things out
Yeah,
so
you're
you
right.
need to get them.
Yeah,
But
so-
you're right, they're right next to each other, and it's kind of incongruous.
Yeah, well, it sort of makes sense for the tutorial that you'd get them both at the same time, but
Yeah.
But
And it makes
but
sense
saying-
for unlimited ammo.
But it sort of
Yeah.
goes against
But
like
you'd be-
everything that I know about video games, right? If I pick up ammo, then I'm expending ammo.
yep,
But here I'm not.
it's a resource.
I think you'd be better off making it parts of a gun, and tutorial wise, you'd be better off saying that you have to do some very simple stuff and pick up part A, then some other stuff and pick up part B, and now you can shoot the crate.
Yeah.
Right?
Or even just drop that and just say, like, we're teaching sort of movement and stuff first, fine. Now you pick up the gun and now you can shoot, and that's it. Don't make it two parts.
But I think their claimed dynamic was destruction, not collection.
So,
they
yeah,
don't realise they've got a collection game.
I can definitely see why they've said that, right? Because it's not just collect
they're
the
collecting
things,
with
it
a
is
gun.
shoot the things.
Yeah.
But destruction's
Oh,
like
hello.
destroying an opponent, not destroying crates.
I don't know. You can have
Well,
destruction
destroying
games that destroy the
landscape,
environment.
But there's
Like,
not enough of it, right? It's not about...
I definitely agree. I definitely think it's collection.
Yeah. Like if there's a finite enough number of things that you can you count,
Oh my
you
god.
can count destroying them all, and your target is to destroy all of them. Then it's collection.
So
It's not-
what they've kind of missed by not realising that is exactly this thing about making the collecting up the pieces of the gun in order to then effectively collect the crates. So you've almost got two different collection sets going on, haven't you? You've got kind of the things you are collecting, and then the tools with which you collect them, and you have to get them in order.
I think that falling from too high a height thing killing you is a mistake, and it should
really
be if you fall off the level, you die.
Because also you're jumping blind for most of it, right? So
Yeah.
you have no idea if that's
So
too
I
high.
can jump so high by accident that I die when I land.
It's really
Not-
weird.
not
that
from
you're
standing.
crossing
Yep.
it.
Not from if I'm jumping to something slightly lower than what I'm on.
Right.
If you jump, then you can kill yourself.
The other thing is, what if you just leave that crate and sort of go
Okay,
past it?
I'll leave the next one.
But hypothetically, if you leave that one crate, right, and you get to the end of the level, how are you going to know that you've missed one? How are you going to know where
Yeah,
it
there's
is?
no.
There's no
And if they'd
There's
have
no
known it was
counter,
collection, they would have known to reinforce that better.
Okay, so in terms of the quality, then
back there as
are
well.
there
Yeah,
there
but I'm going to
bugs?
see what happens if
There's a few odd things with the jump.
Yeah,
Also-
I think the jump must be a bug.
Some
You
crates
jump.
still remain, destroy them.
Okay.
See, like that was the whole problem with these blind jumps. Is you get to the end of the level, there's no Sonic flag or Mario flag pole to like this is the end.
Yeah.
It's a blind jump, and you're like, well, I've done
Blind jumps
3 of
before.
these the whole way through the level. Like
Yeah.
this must just be the way, and it's not. It's to your death, and like that's horrible to your player. Empathise with your player, game designers. Like,
Please
think
empathise
about your
with
player.
me.
Oh, you've jumped. Oh, I thought you jumped too high there.
So we've kind of touched on the core dynamic, and we think the mechanics kind of could support it a bit better. Meaningful play, I think you're kind of playing just about. There's the blind jumps don't help.
It's frustrating. It's very
backing a lot of
frustrating to
feedback.
play.
So, like the fact that it says you can take like 4 hits until you die.
I swear I just died on the first hit.
Well, that's the thing.
Had I lost health from falling or
I-
something like that?
How do we know? It doesn't say. Like, if we had like 4 hearts in the top right or something to show how much life you had left, that
Or even better, four parts to your circle or something.
Yeah, it could be on the circle. That would be a nice way of doing it.
Okay, so level design in terms of a tutorial, how do you think it works?
I think it does okay. I mean, it sort of introduces movement first, and then it introduces shooting, and it sort of gates that quite nicely.
It would be quite nice if you could see the level when you were playing it. Like, the design is quite good, but you can't see it.
So I think they've got a tutorial, but it just isn't a good tutorial, basically.
Yeah.
So we talked about the text. I mean, that block of text on the left is ridiculous, right?
I'm gonna die. Ricky, play.
So that's a bug, right?
I don't think I'm any better.
So I mean, it does start off with that whole kind of you've got to go right thing. There's a gap off to the left that works well. That little jump at the beginning works. Although the whole idea of pressing space to jump, I think, is weird. I think
I'm not a fan of those controls either.
No, if it was W to jump, then you're flying.
It's alright. I can get I can't.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
You like clipped into a wall, so you were floating, and then you jumped.
oh way.
Interesting. So
little bit of a bug.
I think I realised the thing that makes it collection and not destruction, right? You get these things that are shooting at you, but you can't destroy those.
I'm not sure
you
I can
only
die
destroy
either.
crates.
Oh, you can't, can you? Just keep jumping.
Can we refresh this? I want to check that. Can you like shoot back at those things that are shooting at you?
Not that I remember.
I don't think so.
Because if you could, then it slides a little bit more towards destruction. Because you definitely have enemies. You're definitely like destroying them to sort of.
It does feel very collection, just.
But that's the
But
thing.
then
way of collecting is to shoot.
but then you'd have to make the collection at dynamic would then have to feed into that. So collecting crates would have to make you better at destroying things, for example, or harder to kill.
And the crates would have to be an opponent in some way, even if they were enemies that were just sat there doing nothing. It would be collection.
Yeah, they're not opposing. So a couple of other things. So we're very far to the right here, and given that I'm moving right and I need to aim forward to shoot, this is a bit restrictive. Like you've lost 2/3 of your screen. Like it's 2/3 of your screen is in the past. And unless that's your like aesthetic, unless what
your-
you're trying to get people to do is think about what's
Your push to
happened.
scroll area is way too far right, isn't it?
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
There are a lot of games that we've seen so far, like in this set of the coursework, like mostly platformers, where they do have this thing of making you go, like, do a lot of blind drops and a lot of sort of hiding.
Oh, I forgot that I had to jump.
So can you shoot the gun?
So can you shoot that thing?
you're
no.
gonna die if you
You're
try and
gonna die
find
if you
out.
try.
I'm pretty sure you can't, but
It's a really floaty jump.
Yeah, the jump
Oh,
mechanic really seems.
oh, I double jumped there. Oh,
And
if
you
I
hurt
ball jump.
yourself.
Yeah, it's a little bit buggy. Yeah, what were you saying about the platformers and levels? Lots of blind jumps.
A lot of them have this
Yeah,
sort of problem
like-
of not showing
Where-
enough of the level to the player.
Where has that come from? Like,
So
are
that's-
people just not thinking about it, or are they? Like, are there a lot of games out that are platformers with lots of blind jumps or something? I've not.
they must have
I've
not
not
got
played
other
it.
people
And
to
again,
test
like-
play it.
In terms of the level design, also they're not making very much of the whole shooting thing.
No.
So where are the skill shots through gaps, or you have to jump and shoot while you're jumping through a hole to get the crate? And, you know, these things that would make that mechanic work.
Yeah.
See, it's
Whoa,
that thing.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's because you were halfway on the crate when you shot it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're joking. Let me. Oh, that's so annoying.
All right. Anything
Yeah,
else to add? I mean, so it's kind of the tutorial is there, but it's not great. They've clearly thought about the level design, but they've made some mistakes in there, and they not only are there problems, but I think they haven't used the level design to really emphasize what their game is about, right? And really exploit the mechanics that they've implemented.
It's a shame.
I think a lot of their problems are from the movement being a bit buggy. Because if the
Yeah.
movement was more precise, the entire level could be more condensed and
Yes.
smaller, and you'd be able to see more of it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna wait for Ricky to
Obsessively
leap
complete.
to his death.
Are we going to get there?
I'm not going anymore. That's
Okay.
the end of them.
I think on that note we should finish. So that was the last one of our games. If you've watched all of these, then well done, frankly.
Yeah.
So, that's a lot.
That was
But-
hours.
Thanks to all the students for all their hard work.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to playing the next set, which are all
Yeah,
about
narrative ones.
interactive
Mm.
narrative. Yeah.